Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Friday. It's Tanya again from itstheperfectspot.com. We've got another episode of Tanya Talks, and today we're going to talk about buyer turnoffs. And these buyer turnoffs are going to be specific to a room in the house. So go ahead, grab your cup of coffee or water or whatever it is that we're doing at this time of day. It's 1 o'clock here Eastern in Atlanta, and we're having another crazy rainy day. And I hope you guys are doing great and excited to a good, long, wonderful weekend. So, all right, here's what we're going to talk about today. The one room in the house that could turn buyers off, even though they love the entire house. Okay, so if you're curious, let's watch this right now. So you ready? Okay, let's dive in. All right, so the first one, I've actually got a couple of rooms, but I'm going to start with the empty room. The empty room, it can hurt the sale of a home because when houses are furnished, people's eyes have things to focus on. When it's completely empty, they are going to focus on every little crack, scratch, stain, any imperfection. Their eyes immediately zoom right in to whatever that imperfection is. So think about when you are looking at new construction, and what do they always have you go and do? Oh, I want this floor plan. Great. Come visit our model home. And the model home is what? Not empty. Every room is staged, and it is staged to the absolute perfection, right? And they do this because not all buyers can visualize how a room is supposed to be used and set up and organized. So it's really, really important for you to paint that picture for that buyer. So if you have a room that you know is supposed to be used for an office and you have it set up as a kid's playroom, go ahead and remove all of the kids' stuff and stage it appropriately. Put a desk in, put a chair, put some things on the desk that make it look like it's an actual home office, because a lot of people find a lot of value in being able to work from home, and you want to be able to showcase a space for that. Now, you can also find another area that you could make a kid zone if you want to make it like a play area. Just make sure everything is nice, neat, organized, and staged appropriately. So that's what my kind of tip would be about that, I believe so strongly in staging. And then of course, even the builders do, and they're giving a completely brand new product. The majority of homes are resale. They're not brand new construction. So if the builders are spending the money to stage a home, don't you think you should too if you've got a resale, an older home that has some imperfections? So I just want to make sure that you consider how a space is supposed to be used and really set it up for the buyer to see this is how the furniture really works well in this kind of space. So just think about that. Okay, so another room that buyers really do not like would be the cluttered room. All right, so I give every one of my sellers, when we get ready to talk about listing, I always give them a top 10 list of things that you must do, or that you should do anyway, when you're getting ready to list your home. And not just list it, but it's to be able to sell your house. And cleaning is one of the biggest returns on your investment, removing the clutter, depersonalizing those things. So there's a reason that we say that. Even when you walk into a staged model home of a new construction builders, you notice that they have pictures, and because you want to kind of tell the story that this is probably a house for a family, or this is a house for an empty nester, or whatever the case may be. You want to paint the picture. Have one or two pictures that are tasteful, but do not have the walls of the kids' trophies and knickknacks and every piece of artwork they've done. And like I've got in the back, all the artwork that my kids have done for me. Don't do that when you're selling your house. Living and selling are very, very different. I want to make sure that we talk about that. So decluttering, you may have the most amazing collection of birdhouses or, ceramic figurines. Awesome. That doesn't go with the sale of the house. So remove them and keep your prized possession for yourself. Put them in boxes. You want them in your new house. So just go ahead and box it, put a little label on it so you know where to put it when you move into the new house. But don't just add to clutter when you want a buyer to come in. You want them to see the space as open and as light as area as possible. So clutter just kind of gives the indication of things being dirty. You could have your house cleaned once a week and it may be spotless, but it just seems cluttered or claustrophobic, and so buyers can't walk in and just have that feeling where they want to spend a lot of time. They feel like anxious because there's just too much stuff going around. I was just on the phone with one of my other realtor friends, and she was saying she's got a listing that, you know, the comment that she keeps getting was that the furniture is so big and the house has got so much stuff and clutter in it and it feels dirty. It's not dirty, it's that there's just too much stuff. So just go ahead and, you know, take a trip to the Container Store, get some great storage pieces to organize the kids' toys, your office files, you know, all the shoes and purses that may be taken over your closet floor. Yes, I'm guilty. But think about that. You know, what can you do to not live? You need it to show well. You need it to be staged, to look like a model home. So just put the eyes of a buyer on if you're a seller and really think, what can I do to declutter, remove a lot, you know, get a storage shed or a storage, what do you call those places? The places that you can store your stuff. Storage, forgetting the word, but anyway. Even one of those pods that sits in your driveway, even though that's an eyesore, at least it will remove the clutter from when they're walking through the house. And that's really what the goal needs to be. So just keep that, you know, in mind, that even if your house is completely clean and you have it professionally cleaned, it still can have the appearance of being dirty or just claustrophobic and cluttered. So let's clean that out. Okay. The third one I'm going to talk about today is the dark room. So if you've watched any of my videos or get any of my newsletters and things, I talk about lighting, how important it is. Lighting is critical, not just for videos. See, I've got the lighting for my video, but lighting for a room. So, you know, we have a tendency to keep our drapes closed and the blinds down and, you know, the lights turned off because we don't want to, you know, have a big electric bill that day or that month. But let me tell you, when you're listing your home, the first 30 days, you need to have every one of those curtains wide open, every one of those blinds drawn all the way up, unless it's a horrible view, right? You want people to see how light and bright each of the rooms are. Turn on every one of the lights, the side lights, the side lamps, the overhead lights, whatever you've got to make that room look bright. Invest in brighter bulbs. You can change from warm to cool lights and see what a dramatic difference it makes on how that room is viewed. So test them out yourself and see what you like, but whatever makes the room the brightest is what you need to go for. Now, if you've just got this room where the walls are dark and it's just, you know, a very, what would be the word? Just a very dark, cozy type of a room. Cozy can be good, but stage it as such, right? Add a comfy chair with a nice, you know, beautiful blanket or throw, put some, you know, great books sitting out and even some glasses so you can really set a little, you know, vignette or set the stage so it looks like a place where you want to just build the, hey, if you've got a fire, put a fire in if it's cold weather, right? Make the room look cozy and inviting where you just want to curl up with a good book and a blanket and really just, you know, make it cozy if it really is. But really, every room that you have should be as bright as possible because let's face it, nobody wants to buy a dark house, a dark room. That's what I have people say all the time. It feels so dark in here. Yeah, well, there's no lights on. So if you've got your house on the market, you should never, ever, 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 and I repeat, never leave the house without every single one of those curtains open, blinds open, lights on. Beds made, laundry put away, dishes put away, toothbrush and everything off of the counter. Everything should be on. And you may not have a showing scheduled that day. That's okay. You know at 12 o'clock while you're on your lunch break at the office, they're going to be calling and saying, hey, I'd like to show your house. And you'll be like, sure, that's great, but all the lights were off. Do not leave your house with the lights off when you're trying to sell your house. Turn every one of those lights on. Yeah, your electric bill might be a little higher that month. Hopefully it's only 1 month that you have to do that for though. If you set the tone, set the environment to be warm, bright, and inviting, the goal is live uncomfortably for 30 days. You know, take everything off of the counter, you make your toast, put the toaster back under. You need to use the blender, make your smoothie and put the smoothie maker back under. Oh, here goes my dog. So that's the, shh, puppies. This is the problem of working from home. Sorry, got the dogs going crazy, probably Amazon. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. I just wanted to make sure that we talk about the room or the rooms that really turn buyers off and could cost you the sale of your house. So let's not be one of those. Let's really work on having a super bright room, not a dark room, a very clean and organized, not cluttered room. And what was the first one? Not an empty room, but a well-staged room. So people can see how each room is supposed to be used. All right, thanks so much for joining. If you guys have a topic that I haven't covered yet, or that you just haven't heard yet that you want me to cover, drop a comment below, or you can direct message me as well. Let me know what you thought about this topic, but also if there's something that you want me to cover. And who knows, maybe I can even do another Q&A with you live, or we could just make it another-ish episode of Tanya Talks, right? Just give me some content. Okay, so if you want to make sure you know every time I go live, make sure you're following my Facebook page. It's the perfect spot. And click the 3 dots that are up in the top right corner, and then you can just choose the drop down to receive all notifications, and then you'll know exactly when I go live. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed really both. I did 2 different episodes today. That's because I didn't do one last week, and I didn't get to it this week. So today you get the benefit of 2. So look out. I usually do my Tanya Talks on Thursdays. So be on the lookout for that. I know it happens to be Friday, and you got a 2 for a double episode today. And thanks again for joining. And again, if you're watching the replay and you know somebody who's thinking about buying or selling, click share, forward it with them, let them see it, tag them in here, give me your comments below, and let me know how I can help you. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy your weekend. Bye.